Southgate now, more than at any other time, has he convinced you that he's the right man to lead England?
Look, I mean, the argument keeps getting thrown at me about comments that I make about Southgate based upon simple observations of circumstances that manifest themselves. In 2016, when you're the England under-21 manager, you've not proven yourself at domestic level, it is reasonable to question the direction of the country giving somebody a job that hasn't got the experience to do it. When you get to a World Cup semi-final and you have the opportunity in your hands after having a draw that's enabled you to play against a depleted Colombia, a poor Sweden, a Panama, a Japan, and you get to a semi-final and you play against a Croatian side that you have control of the game but you don't do anything to change the direction, you've missed an opportunity. I think it's appropriate to say you've missed an opportunity. And through this period of time, I've not gone into the camp. I've never once criticised his team selections, never once got involved in his setups because he's the manager. Let him make his own decisions, live and die by it. What I've questioned is the ability to be able to deliver when things are going your way. Now, if you're in a tournament, and I know people don't want to hear it, right? It's not demeaning somebody by saying you've had a really fortuitous draw. But if you do draw a team of all the 6 sides that you would have in the last 16 out of the big 6 countries you'd have on current form, on current setup, on ability on the pitch, you'd have the Germans every day rather than the other 5 sides that are available. If you can then draw the Ukrainians and the Danish and avoid all the other big sides to get to a final, you should get there. But that doesn't mean that Gareth Southgate is criticised for that. It's simply putting facts in front of it, and we still have to overcome this. Myself and Anders were having a difference of opinion about whether previous England sides would have overcome this Germany side. Well, previous England sides played German sides like in 2001 and beat them 5-1 in the UEFA in the qualifying rounds for the World Cup. So it's there to be done. And sometimes we live in the past and remember teams that once upon a time were very good and then superimpose it over what they currently are right now. England have done tremendously well. Southgate has done what I said he should do. I said something that we latched upon, and it was a soundbite, which was if we beat the Germans and we don't get to the semi-final at the very least, I will consider that an embarrassment given the draw that we've got. And I think that's right, because if you can't beat the Ukrainians to get to a semi-final after dispatching the Germans,
right,
who can you beat?
So now that England are in the final, there's no longer any chance of you following that up and the nation's embarrassed.
Oh God, no! How can you?
Right.
How can you?
We're out that territory now.
How can you possibly be in any shape or form deriving anything? You could put aside the style of play, put aside all that crap about how we do or don't do. We're
disappointed they don't win it.
Yeah, of course, because we're in the final. Why wouldn't you be? Do I expect us to win? No. Do I expect us to have a bloody good chance? No, I don't expect us to win. I'm anticipating we will, but I don't sit there expecting. I expected to beat the Germans. I expected to beat the Ukrainians, and I expected to beat the Danes, right? I think we will beat the Italians, but I don't expect it in the same way that I demanded that we beat a poor German side.
I have to say, listening to Simon, it's all fair comment to me, I must admit.
It's fair comment, and I agree that we were very fortuitous to get Ukraine and Denmark in the semi-final, but if you don't beat Germany, a top nation, in the second round, you don't even face those sides. So I think we earned the fortuitous draw. Sorry, I'm not good at my big words like Simon, but I think we earned we earned that right. We went into the Germany game, we won our group, we played a top nation, we made them look very average, and in hindsight now, we beat a bad German side. They were terrible. Hold on a minute, in the group stages, they only lost 1-0 to France. They were even, could have gone either way. And we're talking about a French side who was the favourites to win, the clear outright favourites. They beat Germany 4-1, who Simon said were one of the top 6 nations. So I feel like we made that German side look bad on the day, but in the second round, if that was the England side 4, 8, 12, 16 years ago, we are not beating that German side.
Let me ask you a question, and that's a valid point. I'm not sure I agree with that, because that's looking at superimposing what the German team was in 2021 against what the German team was in 2002, and you can't do that. But if anybody's earned the right to get to a final, right, it has to be the Italians, right? Because they've dispatched of a very difficult Austrian side. They've beaten the world number 1 Belgium. They've beaten what people think is the best team at times in world football, the Spanish, right? We've had none of that. We've had a German side that in our mind, because they're Germany, because of our history with Germany, we have to say, oh, it's beaten a top nation. Germany got beat by North Macedonia 6 weeks before the tournament. Germany, by their own admission, are nowhere near the side that they are. But do you not think, when you look at the draw, if England had got this draw, if England had got Austria in the 16s, had got Belgium in the last 8s, and had got Spain in the semi-finals, do you think we'd be sitting in the final now?
No, but we wouldn't. If we were on the other side, we would have got to the quarters and play. Who'd they play in the quarters, sorry?
They play Belgium.
we would have got knocked out.
Look at that for a draw for the Italians.
On the other side,
look what we've had.
It's a fair
but
point.
We've had Germany. We wouldn't have got to Ukraine or Denmark if we didn't beat Germany. And to win your group and in the next round to play Germany.
And I take your point, but you keep on saying about Germany as if it's the German side of 1974 or 1978 or the Germans that won the World Cup. This is a poor German side. This is an imitation.
They were made to look very poor.
And that is true. What we did was we made an average German side look poor. They were an average side going into the game, and because of our ability on the pitch to control the game, we made them look even worse. But we can't keep on saying this spectre of the German side. They were nowhere near what they once were before.
For me, I saw
but
in
we
the
still had
first,
to beat them.
in the first game of the
still had to beat
tournament,
them.
I saw a very good German side against France. Could have gone either way. Could have nicked that one. I saw a German side put Portugal to the sword. But again, not the greatest of Portuguese side.
But I mean, the French went out.
I agree, but they're probably. You'd agree that they're the clear favourites. They're the best. They have the best
tournament. Probably played 60 minutes of decent football in 4 matches because the French just turned it on against the Swiss when they felt like it, got caught out. They turned it on against the Hungarians because the Hungarians gave them a bloody hard task as well, and the Hungarians are bang average. So with all that in mind, the French really didn't turn up. They let themselves down. Whatever was going on behind the scenes with Giroud and Benzema or whatever Pogba wasn't doing, it's a sideshow.
But Simon, when you concentrate
this is
more,
my point. We made Germany look average.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.